then for a review. I bet you won't see that every time. Anyway, 1.6 is here. It's flawless. It's brilliant. Well done, CCP. I couldn't find a single thing wrong with it, to be honest. I love it. I think hit detection is most definitely fixed. It's made a lot of guns very potent again. Obviously, my beloved and holy shotgun is now kind of working, although I do still suck at it a bit. But it's looking very good, and I'm liking it very much. The heavy suits armor buff, I think, is a great idea. I think that it's almost set aside the heavy suit a little bit more than it probably should have, or rather than it was before. And I think it's now kind of where it needs to be, because the heavy suit is just incredibly good. It's still slow. It's got lots of problems, but I think that's kind of by design. So very, very impressed with that. Scout range is obviously very good. Obviously the bug fixes and polish is all working very well. So yeah, nothing really to control about this time. I think I was just very surprised and very pleased that everything's come through. Not surprised, that's the wrong word. I think 1.5 was just a very good testament, a milestone marker for CCP. And I think certainly this rapid development, rapid kind of pushing forward of the product is a phenomenal success. And I think it really is good. None of the changes I don't think have come as any surprise to anybody. So anything that's kind of been pulled back a little bit, or not dare I say nerfed, does certainly. I'm not hearing a lot of rage. I'm not seeing a lot of rage. Nova knives are kind of working again. The hit detection certainly seems to be there for these things. I'm still awful at them, so don't expect any kill. Look, I missed. But I think just generally the game is, again, growing, getting better. It's feeling really good. I think it's feeling very polished. There was a little bit of lag in a couple of the sessions, but I suspect that's probably nothing really to do with the patch. Perhaps, maybe it's just a glitch. But again, very minor. Played probably about 7 or 8 matches tonight, and they all worked really well except this one. And again, it was still playable, so I honestly can't really pick any holes in it whatsoever. I really like the fact that we got a lot of advanced warning this time as well in terms of what was changing, because again, I think the communication really has come on massively since Logibro came on board, and I think just generally the CCP team are doing a really good job. It really is hard to pick any holes in anything that they're doing now, which is fantastic, because that shows real progression, I think, in terms of what they do. I think also some of the things that kind of are coming in 1.7, and everybody's kind of been telling me, 1.7 is going to be the biggest content patch since Uprising was released. You're going to have a lot more stuff in it. You're going to have, maybe the new guns, maybe even some new suits. Somebody was saying, I don't even know where they got my intel from, but all good stuff. And I think, again, this just really goes to show that when Dusk came out, and when Uprising certainly was the released moment, if you like, I think they did a great job to get it to that point. And I think maybe myself and many others were probably thinking that the game would be more of a kind of finished product. So I think there was a little bit of disappointment there, but I think the fact is that it's been pulled around beautifully. And again, I think it just goes to show you the mantra, the kind of I don't know what's the word. What CCP excel at as a company value is continual improvement, and we'd call that CI in the bullshit blue chip world. But CI, or continuous improvement, is something that I think you could almost say CCP have become masters at. When you look at how Dust has been developed, and when you look at how Eve certainly was developed, it was an iterative process that just got better each patch. Now, obviously, you have the kind of balls up that happens. Obviously, this happened in Eve with a few kind of notable, the monocle incident probably. And 1.4 in this game wasn't great either. But again, this is all a learning point. And I think the reality is that CCP continue to prove themselves very worthy of developing a first-person shooter. They also prove themselves very worthy of being one of the kind of in my opinion one of the most kind of guiding and visionary developers out there. Now, that's not me cupping and licking their balls. That's me that's me being very honest and thinking that their products are getting better with time. They're like a fine wine and they mature. And just generally, I think as the game develops, it's going to be such an emerging game that I think certainly, you know, some of the kind of bigger competition, it should be watching out for this, because I just think with, you know, kind of day on day, it's a continual process. And it kind of is an interesting concept because, I mean, you know, for my work, I hear a lot of, you know, software developers, if you like, who try and sell us stuff. And I have no idea what the hell they're talking about most of the time. But what I generally find is that you're going to go with a company that has this kind of, you know, cyclic investment within their own company over, you know, a company that develops something, then tries to hawk it until it's out of date, then you make another version. So I think CCP are obviously onto the right track here. And I think, again, 1.6 is just great testament. It was kind of, it was done on time, it was done to plan, it was, you know, all of the things that were said were going to be there, I guess, have kind of been there, with a few exceptions of things like vehicles, but there's a good probably reason why that isn't there. And in general, I just think, you know, it's becoming a very enjoyable experience for patch day to come, whereas before it obviously wasn't. So again, I just think, you know, if you're not playing Dust at the moment, load it up again, have a go at it again. I think you'll probably find that there's actually quite a, you know, interesting, compelling, yet frustrating game there that I think you'd probably quite be surprised at maybe how good it's getting. Certainly with the hit detection fixes, and I think with the kind of tweaking they're doing, they're making the game very balanced, they're making it very, I guess, friendly, dare I say it. So there we go, that's just my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the very trolly review. As always, it was a pleasure doing it. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.